Hey guys, are you ready to try this again? Oh my goodness, I feel like I owe you this video. So the live started out horrible Tuesday morning and went steadily downhill from there. And I have to be honest and tell you the reason why that video didn't repost, as it normally does when you do a live. YouTube will save it and upload it, process it, all that kind of thing. Well, the first couple of lives I did, it would stay stuck on the processing part for hours. The first time I even reached out and did chat support, and I had done everything I knew to do, including what they told me to do. Nothing was working. It wasn't fixing it. So eventually, after several hours of it being in processing, I deleted it. And when I did, and that was on the very first live I did, lo and behold, there it was in my live video channel. So, okay, last week, same thing. It processed and it processed and it processed, and I deleted it. Lo and behold, it was there. So today, after it had been processing for probably a couple of hours, I did the same thing. I deleted it so it would show up in my live feed. Except it really deleted it. Guys, I am so sorry. Oh, for all of you who were trying to be supportive and being there for me during my live, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, in the live video, I did a manual drawing, okay, because, and I still haven't figured this out, I'm still trying to do some research and come up with answers that are valid. My live comments are not being saved, even though I've gone into my settings. They should be showing even after, for the replay. I was able to go into my live feed videos and I could see a couple of comments. So I took the replay comments as well as the live replay comments and made little tags, and we did a manual drawing this morning. And Sherry T has won this Knight of Navy with gold ribbon. I'm not sure if she was here all the way this morning to see this and hear this. So Sherry, if you're catching the replay, please send me your mailing address at raisecreatecards@gmail.com, and I will get this in the mail to you. And it was very important that this was adequately addressed, okay? All right, I am Ray Henderson. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Morristown, Tennessee. I'm ever learning, ever learning with technology. So I wanted to bring a technique out, and I did not say anything in my live video. I wasn't trying to omit it. I don't know. I just didn't say it. But I actually got the idea for this technique from a recent Simon Hurley video. And I think he had titled his video something like adding extra dimension to your die cuts, something like that. But he had taken an embossing folder like I have done here and embossed the cardstock and then used stencils over it. So this is the card that we're going to do. It's a thank you card. And I don't know about you guys, but this is the time of year we're going to need some thank you cards. And right about now, I'm just a little over the red and green. Not totally, but I really didn't want a Christmas-themed thank you card. Obviously, take this idea, adapt it to what you have, and you can definitely make it a winter Christmas theme if you want to. Sorry about that. Got a little tickle in my throat. Anyway, let me get a sip of tea. And I may just want to let this sit here for a minute, kind of close by. All right, so we're going to start all over and give you the video that you deserve, okay? I started out with Gorgeous Grape, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I'm just gonna go ahead and get, we're going to go ahead and get that folded. I'm okay, guys. I don't drink, I promise. Maybe it'd be better if I did, but anyway. Whew, what a day it's been. It's been really frustrating, and I refuse to get angry. I did. But yeah, it's been frustrating. I have a piece of balmy blue here that is cut 4 by 5 1/4 that we are simply going to lay on top. I love purple and blue together. I do. Yeah. It is one of my favorite combos. Not my only favorite, but one of them. And I just thought these colors would go together so well. And then I am going to burn. Am I straight? Is it straight? Yep, we're good. We're going to put this to the side, and I'm going to bring in my basic white piece. And I have embossed this with the Cane Weave 3D embossing folder that is in the annual catalog. Okay, isn't that pretty? See all that rich texture? And I didn't even get my cardstock moist or anything. This is just from running it through the regular way. And then I'm going to bring in these Abundant Beauty masks. And they make wonderful sunflowers, but those aren't the colors I was going for. And so we're going to get ready and tape this down and get my mint tape. Actually, this card may come out a little bit better than the one I did on screen with a few of you this morning. For those of you who caught the live, you caught my mistakes and all. And I'm just going to kind of line this. I kind of want it in the middle, up and down, is what I'm looking at. Some of this is kind of going to kind of go off. Why does that look crooked? Is that crooked? And let me straighten that up. There we go. Okay. And let me come down just a hair. And then just going to tape this down with some of my mint tape. I love the mint tape. I'm just afraid to die cut with it because I have had it tear my cardstock. So there are other uses for this tape. And then that way there, it saves on my more expensive Post-it note tape. All right. Now, let me get the Fresh Freesia, which is the color we're going to do the petals in. And get this going. I already had my brushes washed out and everything. They're still drying, by the way. So I had to get a whole new set of brushes. But that's all right. We're going to get this done one way or another. Okay. Now, what I tend to do, what my habit is, I start in the middle. Because most of your ink is going to come out where you start. It's going to be heavier, darker, and then kind of fade it out a little bit as we get toward the rest of the petals. And so I'm simply just going in a circular motion, and I am letting up on the pressure a little bit as I get to the outer edges of the petals. I don't know, can y'all kind of see that texture even from here? I'll hold it up here in a little bit and I'll let you see how that's doing. And so I'm just starting in the middle. I'm applying a little bit more pressure, and now I'm letting up to get just a little less of the color, not as intense. There we go. And then this last one, it's so little. So little. All right, there we go. All right. Let's see what we have so far. Pick this up. All right. In my earlier live, I did say, and you'll hear me repeat, if you're coming back for the replay, you'll hear me repeat some of this stuff. But I hope everybody had a wonderfully blessed Thanksgiving. All right, so here you go. Can you kind of see what's happening there? The raised areas get a little bit more of that ink, but it's embossed heavy enough that it's not going into the background. So you have clear definition of your petals. Isn't that cool? I don't know that I had ever done this technique before. I just don't know that I had. All right, so here we have the middle. And have I got it the right way? I've got it the right way. Let's see. But see how this doesn't line up? If I flip it over, it still doesn't line up. So I was excited when Stampin' Up! Started giving us some layering stencils. However, I freely admit I use layering stencils from other companies, and to be honest, I'm used to the stencils all lining up together. Okay, so for the middle of the flower, we are going to bring in some Balmy Blue and get the solid part done. Now, like I said, I'm starting out with perfectly clean brushes. They're a little stained, but they are clean. I'm just going to go right in the middle. Make that circle. Again, you can apply it to make it as dark as you want. Okay, let's pick this up and reallocate to this one. There we go. You're going to see just a little bit of the edges of the petals coming through, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. Put my tape down really well so it's not going to go anywhere. If you don't have to put your hands here, you don't have to worry so much about getting the ink all over your hands. There we go. There's that one. See, this is coming through really quick. Well, let me see. It's kind of got a little bit of an oval to it. The first one was totally round. These last two have got a little bit of an oval. And kind of line that up. There we go. All right, let it go. All right. And I love that I can reuse this mint tape several times before I need to get rid of it and start over. All right, so then for the holes. Now, on the original stencil, do you see that curve right there? And that's really cute if you're doing a traditional sunflower. I didn't want that, so I did have to mask off around all three of those. So let me kind of get this here in the middle and tape this down a little bit, kind of help ensure it's not going to go anywhere. And I'm going to bring in Gorgeous Grape. I hope y'all like this palette, but again, you know, you may not have the same embossing folder I do. You may not have the same colors of ink and cardstock that I do, but definitely go through your stash and find something that will work for you. All right, Gorgeous Grape is really intense. I'm going to knock a little of that off and just kind of go right here in the middle. And it's okay if not every one of those little dots fill in, although I'm trying to get the majority of them. So we have that one. And pick this up. And let's go here on this one. I'm gonna have to move that down a little bit, but I'll still be in camera so you can see what I'm doing here. And put that right there. I know I'm dangerously close there, aren't I? And I'm just going to take what's left on my brush. Again, it is such an intense ink. Okay. Now maybe I can bring it up. And looking here. There we go. That looks like that's pretty much in the middle. Unlike during my live when I forgot to and I just went ahead and started. They were not in the middle. They were not in the center. Let's see. I've still got it laying here. Do you see that? See what I did? Oopsie. So, you know, maybe it was good that I'm having to do a do-over. But my apologies, guys. I hate to struggle like I'm struggling, because that means that you're going to struggle too. And I hate that. I hate that. I want the live videos to be smooth, polished, all that good stuff. So, whatever it takes, the next couple of weeks, I'll get on top of my game, hopefully one way or another. Now, for the leaves, I am bringing in Granny Apple Green. And I'm using the largest leaf for the largest flower. Oh, that looks really good. Oh, yeah. And again, I'm just going over it. I'm not trying to mash real hard. Some places will get more ink than others, and that's okay. That's actually part of the look that we are going for. And then, let's see, what do we want to do here? I think let's do the small leaf on this medium flower, and trying to figure out how I want to position this here. And I think I'm going to put that right about there. It's not totally going to be on the card. Again, that's okay. There we go. Got that one. But do you see how quick this is going? And I'm having to explain everything as we go. I'm not even going to tape it down. I'm just going to use the leftover ink that I already have on my brush. And there we go, guys. Although, I really wanted something right there. Let me look at this. Let me see. You know, what I could do, and I do have a clean cloth here. I'm going to wipe some of this off just so I don't transfer it in places I don't want it. Bring this back in. And what I want to do, I'm going to grab a little bit more Post-it note tape here, because I'm only going to do part of the leaf. So I want to mask this off here. And I don't have it all. Looks like I'm going to have to use 2 pieces. So I've got that part, one more piece. Okay. All right, guys, I will have a video for you this Friday at 6 a.m. like I normally do. However, next week, there will not be a live. There will not be a pre-recorded video because I started a tradition last year. Well, I guess you can't say it's a tradition until I actually get it done this year. A Christmas party for my customers and my card ministry women. Okay. I've got the menu finalized. I've got the gift bags made and the gifts are in there. I've got the tags stamped and die cut, but I've just got a whole lot more details I've got to get on top of and take care of, because their party is the first Friday in December, and it's going to be here before I know it. So, y'all bear with me. I hate to do it to you, but I do have to have time to make sure that I've got all my little ducks in a row for them, okay? All right, so I'm going to hold this up now that we've got that much done, okay? But isn't that sweet? I love those colors. Now, one thing I'm going to do is get my Wink of Stella. And all I'm doing is just right the very middle, right there on that gorgeous grape. Just one coat, just to add a little something, something. And of course, Wink of Stella shows up really well on your dark colors. Dark ink, dark cardstock, it does show up. And yeah, now you can see that. Isn't that neat? Just that little something. And of course, whoever gets your card will be able to see it a whole lot more in real life. So, at this point, we're going to go back over here. And we're going to glue this on top. Okay. And get this glued in here. And yes, I'm using my Tombow because it is a thicker glue. And I have all of this texture with all the little hills and valleys. And I need to make sure I've got really good adhesion. And I'm sure the Bearly Art glue would work as well. But I probably would have to use more of it maybe. And so let me get this centered on here. Hopefully straight. And we still have our sentiment to stamp, die cut, and we have the inside of the card to do as well. So I'm going to bring in a scrap, same scrap I had earlier during the live, and I've got my thank you that comes from, let me get it out here, my Timeless Arrangements. So we're using this thank you, and I'm also going to be using this die right here. It's the smallest, skinniest rectangle. No, well, yes, it is. For just cutting out a sentiment, it's your smallest one. And let me get my gorgeous grape over here. I'm going to stamp that. It shows up really well on this balmy blue. And I just love how clear and simple this font is. I love this. Make sure I've got it all the way. There we go. Isn't that sweet? It's just really sweet. You know, it's funny how fonts are able to produce a response. Obviously, the written word, whatever it is, you know, will elicit an emotional response. But I think a lot of times we don't think about how powerful fonts are. They're very powerful. All right, let me line this up on here, straight as I can get it. Put that down. Is that going to be enough to hold it? Probably not. Let me just go ahead and attach it at the other end. Because it's kind of a long die, it could still shift on me. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in my little mini-me. And I noticed earlier I had my plate backwards. So this should be my bottom cutting plate. You see the difference? It happens, doesn't it? I think we all get things a little backwards from what we mean to do sometimes. Right. Yes, I know. My manicure is horrible. You guys overlook me. I wasn't going to take time to redo the manicure. I have a hard time, guys, when I'm waiting for fingernail polish to dry. It's like, oh, if I'm real careful, I can do this and this. It'd be okay. And then it's not okay because I mess them up. Oh, well. Be that way. All right. There we go. Isn't that sweet? I love that. Isn't that sweet? All right. We're going to move this and this. I'm going to put my die back in here. I really hope they carry this set over. I hope they do one more year in the annual catalog, but that remains to be seen. Now, I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white, and on the inside, I want to stamp from the bottom of my heart. There are some other sentiments in that set that would be appropriate to put on the inside. I just want mine to be just a straight up thank you card. So if I have this straight, and if I have this straight, I ended up having to try again on the back side of my cardstock this morning. That one actually came out straight. Woohoo! We're going to celebrate every victory we can. Let me clean that very quickly. I don't mind my stamps getting stained, but the longer you let reds and purples and vivid pinks stay on there, the more staining you're going to have. Now, let me bring back in, and I want, do I want the blue? I want the fresh freesia. Let me bring my fresh freesia back in. And I just wanted to put a few little petals down here in the corner. They don't have to be real dark. And I'm just using the ink that was left on my brush. And there we go. I could have done the blue. In fact, I think earlier today I might have done the blue. All right, let me get a drink. Sorry, guys. You ever have those days you kind of get a little bit dehydrated? I have gotten a little bit dehydrated. All right, let's glue this to the inside. And the inside will be took care of. So, I did have somebody comment and say that they would like to see foiling done. I'm not going to promise that's what we'll do in Friday's video. I honestly do not have that video planned yet. I know, you know, we're so close to the Christmas countdown with cards. And I kind of feel like I owe y'all as many ideas as I can give you for your Christmas cards. Some of you may not have even started your cards yet. But, yeah, we'll see what we can come up with. But anyway, now, let me get a couple of dimensionals because I do want to pop up my sentiment. Earlier, I had some leftover, what I call dimensional bones, and I was tearing them off and using them, but pretty much used them all. All right. I'll take I've got to move this. I'll get my hand right in it, guys. I swear. Like a monkey trying to do a math problem. If there's an open ink pad, honey, I'll find it. Every time. Okay, here we go. And I'm trying to decide. I think I'll put it right here. And that way there, my sentiment is going to bridge all three flowers together. It's going to keep the focus pretty much just in one area of the card. Okay, so what do you guys think? Is that cute? I never thought about trying to stencil over dry embossing, and I don't know how many of you might be the same way. For the envelope, once again, I did that same little technique, but on the back I brought in the basic border dies. They are in the annual catalog. I want to say this is the second year we've had them. I could be wrong on that, guys. It is so hard to keep up with all the things. So maybe not. But if they do retire this next year, yours truly is going to keep hers. So I used this one, had that little scalloped edge, which I feel, you know, goes with flowers. And I lined it up. Well, let me pick that back up. See, I can't keep fingernails. I just lined it up and I put it very close to the very edge of the back of the envelope and ran it through. And it left. Look how much of the adhesive it left. So you're good. You're good to use a skinny little border die. Conversely, I could have also run that through the embossing folder and it would have tied in with the card on the inside. But I wanted to do something a little different. All right, guys. Now, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you guys. Oh, now in the video earlier today, I was showing you, you know, all the crafting companies have been having sales. And so I took advantage of some of those sales. And from let me just show you, from Unity Stamp Company, they had these all marked down. And I couldn't resist, guys. So here's Love Never Fails. And it is called Love Never Fails. Isn't that sweet? You see how thick their stamps are? Can you see that? They're awesome. They don't give us stickers like Stampin' Up does, but that's okay. Here, this one is called Flutters and Prayers. And I'm telling you the names of these in case they still have them. And they might still have them marked down. I don't know. Thinking of You and Deepest Sympathy. In that little banner die, you actually get 3 separate stamps. And that one is called Floral Scroll. Cardigan is the name of this one. I'm sorry, it's just a cardigan. Thought that was kind of cute. Handmade with Love, and that's also the name of the stamp, Handmade with Love. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. Old things have passed away. Behold, all things have become new. 2 Corinthians 5:17, and it's called In Christ. And then Made This For You, and the name of this stamp is Crafty Little Elf. And that's going to be so much fun to color. But I'll get a lot of use out of these stamps for my personal use and within the card ministry that we have. And then from Pear Blossom Press, the same people I got that craft foam from that we used recently doing a shaker card. So I went ahead, I've never done a light up card, and I bought a 5-pack of their lights. Now, when am I going to get around to doing a video with this? I don't know. No promises right now, guys. Let's just get through Christmas, okay? And then I got another new set of tweezers because my other ones, I mean, yeah, I'll still use them probably off camera, but they're well used, they're chipped, they're stained, and I thought, you know what? Let's just go ahead and get a new set of tweezers. So I got those, and I ordered a refill for my Rabbit Hole Designs powder tool. And so here's the refill. And then this came with it. And it's perfectly shaped to where it's going to be really easy to scoop this into that tube when the time comes. And it's super smooth. Like smooth. And I thought, well, that is adorable. I really appreciated that. Because we don't always have those little tiny funnels, do we? Alright, guys. Until we meet again. My apologies for messing everything up. Yeah, it's totally on me. It's totally my fault that everything went south like it did. But anyway, guys, love you. Be safe. Be blessed. God is good all the time. Bye.